In this video, I will explore techniques that you can use to rewire yourself and to get rid of all those junk beliefs that you hold to be true. As we grew up, we were told a lot of things, and a lot of those things are really not true. However, growing up, we never knew that, so we might be holding on to a lot of old junk beliefs that will hold us back with our self-development. Now, let's look at some of those. Remember Christmas Father. Probably all of us were told that, this guy's real, he comes from a North Pole, he's going to bring you all those lovely presents during Christmas. And we believed that because, we believed our parents and we believed adults. What about the tooth fairy? Yeah, don't worry, just lose those milk teeth of yours. The tooth fairy will put nice dollars underneath your pillow. And we all believed that. Now, to our surprise, when we became a little bit older, we were either told that, Christmas Father does not exist, or we were told that he's just a fairy tale. Now, either or, that might have been a big shock to you or a lesser one. However, I'm going to make an analogy in this video about programming, electrical work and computers, so that you can better understand what is happening with us behind our scenes. When we have a look at all our beliefs, and we will find that we have little small beliefs, and then that's a concentric circle as those beliefs become bigger and bigger. For example, I'll give you a big negative belief, and that would be that I don't deserve any good things in life. Now, again, you might have gotten that growing up, or your negative self-talk might have led you in that direction to believe that you don't deserve anything in life. That's a huge belief. Now, that belief will influence all the other beliefs. Now, I'll give you a practical example. Say you've been struggling to stop smoking, and irrespective of what you do, you just can't get to stop. You have tried affirmations. People say affirmations are great. So you've tried them and you just can't stop smoking. You've literally done everything that you could. What if I tell you that it might be one of those big beliefs that has kept you from stopping to smoke? You've done all the little stuff right, but it's the big stuff that has kept you back. Because in the background, we are a PC, so that programming is still running in the background. So if the major program is running in the background, it doesn't matter how hard you try to rewrite and reprogram the smaller program or the smaller software, because the bigger software will always override that. Now, you might say, but then what can I do? Well, there's a couple of things that we can do. Now, let's look at where some of these toxic beliefs come from. You might have been small and sat on Grandpa's lap, and he just told you because he was trying to be nice. So he said, don't worry about being plumb, because the whole family is like that. So there's really no need to worry about that growing up. And that might be a belief that's keeping you back from losing weight. But it's a belief that you will not necessarily be able to finger point and say, that's what's going on. Because that aha moment will only come once you backtrack into that belief, and then you say, okay, I cannot lose weight because I'm still holding on to that old belief. That old toxic belief that's running in the background has kept me away from my goal. Like various other goals that you may have that you can never get to, it is because of this old programming that is keeping all of us back. Now, what can we do? Well, an electrical analogy for you. If an electrician is fault finding, what will he or she do? They will say, okay, let me start where things are working. Then they go one step back and they say, yeah, it's still working. One step back, yeah, it's still working. Nope, here it's not working anymore. Now they say, okay, if this piece of wiring is dysfunctional, what is going on? And is the fault from here all the way back to the switch box? That probably 90% of the time is the case. If that wire has got something wrong with it, it will be the case all the way back to the switchboard. All the way back to the switchboard. Now, it is crucially important then for the electrician to say that I need to replace the entire wire back to the switchboard. Now, if I don't do that, then nothing will change because there will still be dysfunctional wire from here to the switchboard. So everything needs to go. You need to destroy that entire belief. You need to literally destroy yourself in able to help yourself. That process will take a lot of hours in therapy. That will take a lot of hours for you in self-discovery. Remember way back in Model 1, this is the third model. Way back in Model 1, I said remember the workbook is crucially important. Now, if you need to go back and rewire yourself in this way, then you really need to take your workbook and sit down and say, okay, in my workbook in Module 1, I wrote down my goal, what I want to accomplish. Then you say, okay, so I'm not getting there. What specifically in terms of this is holding me back? Then you need to start thinking back and back and back. Think of all the negative beliefs, think of all the negative self-talk. Think about all the negative programming that you have done to yourself or that other people have done to you. And they sometimes do mean well, but they have no idea what harm they do to us. Now, you need to say, okay, I'm going to do the backtrack method. Now, this is intense and it's going to take a long time. You might find that 3 or 4 days later, your brain will go, hey, mate, now I've got it, aha. Now I know why I can't accomplish my goal. Now I know where that belief comes from. And now I know why I'm being kept back. Now, do not despair, because as soon as you rip out the weed, we will, in modules to come, replant that with wonderful flowers. Now, the idea is to go back and to pull all those bad roots that you have that may be keeping you back through the process of self-discovery, and do that in your workbook. The other way is to just flood the zone. For example, if you've got a lot of macro beliefs that you really don't know where they're coming from, but you seem to be negatively programmed and you can't reach your goals, then we can flood the zone with positive affirmations about global stuff. So we'll start at the global and then we'll work our way into specifically what goal you want to reach. So for example, I want to stop smoking. We will say, okay, I deserve to be able to stop smoking. I deserve a healthy life. I deserve to be more happy. I deserve not to cough in the morning. I deserve to be able to taste stuff again, and I can stop smoking. I am a healthy non-smoker. It's going to go like that from macro into micro. So start off with this If you have any problems going back into negative roots, please leave a comment. I would gladly assist where I can. I am looking forward to Module 4, where I will explain to you exactly how we're going to flood the zone, and I will explain to you exactly why your affirmations may not be working at this point in time. I'll see you there. Have a great day.